My loves, I am delighted to introduce you to the Story Street series of Book Nooks. Now, these Book Nooks have been designed specifically to take you through Christmas and beyond. So if you're doing a Christmas theme Book Nook, you've got options there to be able to stick on some Christmas bits and bobs. But this kit will also see you through the rest of the year as well. And you get some little extra bits and pieces, different in each kit, that are relating to Christmas, and then you get to be able to use this as a standard book nook as well. Now, this is illuminated. You can't see it very well because my studio's very well lit, and I'm lighting this slightly differently, and I'll show you how now. We can open the top and the bottom as we do with the other book nooks. I'll show you those little guys in a second. The book nook folds flat. These two pieces at the back here can fold round. So you've got this nice sturdy thing that can be mailed. Now, these little guys are available on a well-known selling platform and they turn on and off. They're balloon lights, but unlike the disposable balloon lights, you do have the option to turn them off, to turn them on, and to replace the batteries. Now, with these kits, you do still get the battery pack. Let's turn this round again. So if you want to use these string lights and string fairy lights throughout your book nook, you can refer to another one of my videos. I'll put a link in the description for that. And if you're cutting on a Cricut machine, I'll also link how I work with my JPEG files and Cricut, because it's important that everything gets printed out the same, so all the pieces fit together. And there it is. This is the bookshop. There are many more in the range, in the series, to collect. You may well be coming to this video from a different kit. They all go together in the same way, so you can follow this tutorial to put yours together. Isn't it fabulous? I love it. Come on, let's have a look how I make it. Here we go then. I've got all my bits and bobs cut out. I'm on 250 grams throughout. I suggest you go for that weight, even heavier if you want to, but I wouldn't suggest going any lighter because you want a nice sturdy book nook. Right, let's start at the beginning. This is a slightly updated book nook, and you might notice if you followed any of my other book nooks that you've got a slightly deeper base here, and you've also got, with this Story Street series, the option to create your book nooks that are Christmas themed and non-Christmas themed. So you get some bits and bobs there. So that kit, these kits will take you throughout the year, not just for Christmas. We've also got, let's talk about batteries first of all. This is our spine, and this is the battery pack. If you want to string your book nook with a little battery pack that you tuck down inside this pocket here, you can do. I'm not going to be doing that for this series, but follow one of my other book nook tutorials and you'll see how I string those. These are available from Amazon. If you get them under different brand names, they're all the same, all generically produced. They've got a little on off there. I've still got my little bit of card in there. But I'm not going to be doing that for this series. I'm going to be using these, and these are balloon lights. You can get different types of balloon lights. I love these because you can turn them on and off. A lot of them are just single-use bits of plastic. You pull out the bit of card, you chuck them in, and then you throw them away. These, you can replace the batteries and you can turn them on and off. Love them. These little bits and bobs we've talked about. Now with the with this updated book nook, you don't have to reverse print the pages, with one exception. Let's take you to that now, and that is the top and the bottom. You get two of these on one sheet of card, and I've reverse printed because these are the openers and closers, and you will see those when the book nook is squashed flat. Right, let's talk about the other pages. We've got the spine. We've mentioned that. If you're going to be using these little balloon lights to chuck inside, you don't need that piece. Then we've got the actual pages themselves. There are 5 window pages, and then this back section here, which is the inside of the spine. And if you are following this kit, or indeed another kit, they're quite easy to put these in the right place. They go from lowest to highest or tallest there. So arrange them so that they come down in size and you can get the best view of every element on those pages. And then we've got the front of the book and we've got the back of the book like that. And we've got these inside panels. You get one of these in the kit. You need to print out 2 of these pages. Nothing needs to be reverse printed, like I say, apart from those pages. And now, my dears, I think we are ready to make a start. Let's go through all the pages and score what we need to score. Nothing on that one. This one, we've got 2 tabs, 2 end tabs to score. Nothing on the front and the back, and then with each of these window pages we've got 2 tabs to score. All the way down. Some of it will be obscured by the floor here, but just score all the way down. Some of the pages you've got an overlap, like on this lady's skirt here, just score right through it. We're going to be putting these together in a slightly different way to my other Book Nooks, and I think that this is the way I'm going to be book nooking from now on, but we'll see. I love this fella at the back here. There we go, nearly all scored. We've got the top and the bottom that we're going to score all around on both pieces. There we go, and these last 2 pieces we're not scoring. Don't be tempted to score those, even though they've got lines down them. Right, let's get folding. Now all of these window pages we're going to fold our little tabs to the right side, so you're going right side to right side, which is different to my other Book Nooks, but this is my new updated, look, she says doing it the other way around, bookmark. So fold in all of your tabs on all of your long pages like that. These are going to go fold inwards like that, and you've got 2 of these. There, and your spine is going to fold plain side to plain side. There we go, and once we've got those done, I need to do these yet, we can carry on and start putting the Book Nook together. Actually, you need to fold the front page, the front of your shop, you need to fold those tabs white side to white side, and I suggest before you actually start sticking the thing together, you decide what it is that you want on the front of yours. If you're going for the Christmas look, you can take your Christmas title, you can take your Christmas tree. You want to have a look as well that you're not obscuring. Where is she, the little sweetheart? Let's pop these 2 pieces together for now, that you're not obscuring this little girl here, so just be aware of what's going to pop up behind whatever you stick in the front here. So that's a very nice way to go for Christmas. If you're not going Christmas, then you've got these 2 pieces. Obviously, depending on which kit you're making and following this tutorial for, your pieces will be different, but that was my idea for that one, and I think it looks mighty fine, and that's what I'm going to go with. But I do suggest, like I say, you decide if you're going for Christmas and you've got a few pieces that you want to put on the front here, you've also got some pieces that you can put elsewhere, and you can pop those on these pages. And I'm going to suggest, like I say, that you work out what you want to go where before you actually start putting the thing together. So let's have a look. Straighten these out for a moment. Let's put everything together. We've got our pieces earmarked for the front there. That's how everything lines up. Where's my back panel gone? There it is. Pop that one behind. This one is going to go in front. So these 3 pieces that I've got left over here, I might want to, for instance, pop one of these swags down on there. Oh, that looks really good. Shall I make up the Christmas edition, folks? Tempting, tempting. And if you are going to stick these extra little pieces, like this swag here or this holly wreath, make sure that it doesn't stick out over the top. Otherwise, your book nook won't close properly. There. It's different on the front. You can have a little bit of stuff sticking out over the top, but on the inside pages, that's a definite no. So you could pop, if you like, a little bit of extra on those pages there, give you a nice little bit more interest. That's up to you. I'm going to go with the straightforward all year round Book Nook because that will serve me better in the long run for the sake of the video. Just like that. Right, let's start sticking it together. We've got our spine here and we need to move all of these bits and bobs out of the way. And we need our inside pieces and our spine. And we're going to glue on the plain side of the tabs, either side of this spine. I haven't checked to see if mine is upside down or not. It's not. And get some glue on both of those pieces and stick our side panels on. Nice idea at this point, as soon as we're able, to fold everything up so that we can just check that we're not gluing over the top of our hinged area. So fold that around. Make sure everything's sitting nicely and is gluing. There, that's lovely. Same on this side. There we go. That's smashing. Now we can glue in our back panel, which is this lovely section here. So I'm going to take my big glue here now and pop my back section on. And glue this in place. If you're concerned about a little white edge there, as you can see I've got on either side, you can always go in with ink before you begin sticking the thing together, but when this comes round like this, that isn't going to be a problem. And it's nice that you've got that little space there so that it can fold very easily, so don't worry about that in the slightest. Right, let's begin, and we're going to begin at the back. So we're going to grab all of our pieces and start at the back. Now this goes together, like I say, a little differently to my other Book Nooks. This is my new improved design to allow you more creative scope with the bits and bobs that go on the front. And we've got our tabs folded towards us. So what we're going to do is pop a little seam of glue just on one side. It doesn't matter which side, but you need to be consistent throughout all of the... Oh, that's what the problem is. Look, I've got a blinking leaky glue thing there. It's not good, is it? Sort that out. Back in a sec. Right, there we are. Sorted my glue issue out. And now I'm going to stick... Well, no, almost sorted my glue issue out. I've still got a big blob there. And then I'm going to stick this back panel lining up with this first line here. There we go. I've got big blobs of glue all over the blooming place. You won't have on yours. There we go. So that's that little fella here. and he will then, you can then open him up. I've got glue everywhere. Don't want glue everywhere. There we are. Right, your next page in this kit is the next highest, which is this lady here. Let's have a go again at gluing. I'm sure I'm good at gluing. And we need to put a nice seam of glue on this edge. I'm choosing to go on the left, and I'm going to put my next page butted up against this next black line that I can see here. Stick that down and open it up and make sure that's straight. I just saw it move. There we go. And again with the next, I've got glue all over my table. Going to make sure that I don't glue my book nook to the table. So far this video is going great. How do you feel about it, guys? I'm a professional. And the next. Looking great, making sure that everything's lining up nicely. These top edges and these bottom edges are all nicely in line. I've done that the wrong way. I've done the wrong one. It should have been this one. Your next highest. And next up, we've got our next highest piece, which is our lovely elderly dear and the storybooks. Your kit might well be different. You could well be following a different storybook series, or indeed another book nook. We'll see how we go. Some of them haven't even been invented at the time of making this video. And then we've got our little girl, which is our final front piece before the actual front page. So stick her on as well. Line her up with your next line. Like this. I'm sorry about the lighting. I hope the lighting is okay. It's doing all sorts of things outside. Raining, sunshine, you name it, it's doing it. So there's that piece. There we go. And then you've got your front piece, and your front piece is going to go on differently. Your front piece is going to go underneath, not on top. And you've folded this piece differently. You've folded it white side to white side. So you can put some glue on your white tab here. Oh, I think it's hail now, hang on. The washing's been on and off the line more times than I care to mention today. I've given up on it now. There we go. And we're going to tuck this one underneath and fold it round, making sure, again, that it's all square and nicely lined up. There we go. That looks great. And the next thing we're going to do is so much fun, and it's where the magic happens. We're going to turn all of these pages over and flatten out the folds that we've made like this. And we're going to apply glue. Oh, before we do, let me just show you so that you're not committing before you're actually ready. We're going to fold the spine and this section over the whole lot and fold this piece over, but we're going to glue first. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to check that everything's lining up. Now I can see on mine that I am going to maybe have to remake this crease just ever so slightly. I want everything to be sitting nice and flat, and I want to be able to fold that piece over nicely. So you can do that ahead of time if that needs to happen. Let's go. Right, then we're going to glue all of these tabs, only the tabs. You don't want to be accidentally sticking your whole book nook together So nice careful little runs of glue down all of these seams here. Now I don't know about you, but I used to be somebody that used to feel like I had to squish everything to the edges, had to push all the glue to the edges with my finger or a tool or something. But I don't anymore. I trust that that glue will splodge out and go exactly where it needs to go. Right, let's do it. Let's create magic. We fold this over, we stick it down. We haven't glued this one yet, and we're just going to say the magic words. And we can turn it over and do it on the other side as well. Get everything sitting nicely. And now I'm going to glue this tab here. I want it to line up. I want to be able to close nicely. So I'm going to run a seam of glue up this last little piece here. Whoops, a daisy. And I'm going to fold this over and let that grab. Now I want to, whilst this glue is still wet, I want to actually open this up. I don't want to do it too soon because I don't want these little tabs to pull off if the glue is too wet. Also, I don't want the glue to dry. Just in case I've got some glue where I shouldn't have glue, I need to be able to pull the thing apart at this stage. Right, let's have a look. So I'm going to open it up, turn it around, and there is our Book Nook. It works absolutely beautifully. I'm delighted with this this new improved front. So you've got space for your little bits and bobs, whatever they might be, at the front there. I think that looks really great. Right, let's see if we can fold this the other way around. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I can. Sometimes it's happier to fold one way, more happy to fold one way than it is the other, but I've done great on that one. Right, on to the next step. Now is a good time to decide actually where you want your bits to go. If you're going Christmas Book Nook, there's your title. You've got a little chalkboard there for the front. I'd probably pop that side so I'm not interfering with the little girl there. And I've got a little Christmas tree that can go on there as well. You've also got some extras. You've got this lovely swag. You've got a wreath and you've got a little bit of holly. So if you wanted to, either before you stuck the thing together or indeed afterwards, it's still possible to get, we can take this off. It's still possible to glue a little swag in there, and maybe your holly wreath as well, if you wanted to, could go on another page further down. That gives you a nice little bit of added Christmas interest on these multifunctional year-round Book Nooks. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go with the standard Book Nook for this one, I think. Right, we're ready now to stick on our top and our bottom. Now you can stick these on either side, but I'm going to stick mine onto the reverse. So that is the front of your book there, with your actual nook on the right, so that when it opens up, you're like a book, and that's your spine there. Because when mine is squashed flat, and if I'm going to be gifting it, I don't want these bits to be down here. I'd rather them be at the back. So that is why I'm going to stick mine onto the back, not the front. So taking your piece with your spine on the right, I have dyscalculia. I find it very difficult to know the difference between my left and right. My daughter's tried to teach me. Ever since she was a little girl, she's been trying to teach me. It makes no difference. Right, so with your Book Nook on the, with your spine on the right, you want to take one of your sections of top and bottom, and you want to put a seam of glue on one of those tabs. That is then going to come on here like this. You want to turn that over, check that you've got it nicely lined up, and then it can fold comfortably there, like that. That's that, and we're going to do the same to the bottom. So seam glue on the pattern side. You don't have to reverse print this. If you want to just go with white, you go with white. That's absolutely marvellous. And we're going to stick this on the bottom. Same again, turn it over, check that we can fold. We don't need to fold all the way, we just need to fold to 90 degrees like that. And when you're happy with that, give that a bit of a chance to dry. And because we're done with the back now, we can stick the back section on. I'm going to take my big glue. If you're using this Collal glue, health and safety advice, crack a window. It's quite fumey, I really enjoy it. It's like a marker pen, it's alcohol based, so you don't want to go getting lightheaded with this stuff. And I'm going to spread that out to the edge just a little bit, just make sure that the edges are grabbing. There we go, that'll do. Make sure you've got it the right way round. I've managed to get another splodge of glue on my project, well done me. And we're just going to stick that down. Now I haven't, you may or may not have noticed, inked any of my edges, and that's deliberate. It's because I love when they're illuminated. You get this little white edge. I'm normally trying to lose white edges, but in the Book Nooks I actually find that it's beneficial. I like it, but I will probably just ink the outside edges of this book when I'm finished and leave all the inside pages uninked. There we go, there's my back. There's my front. It looks lovely. It's tricky to see. I tell you what. Oh no, we can't cheat at the moment. I was going to stick some lights in, but we can't because they'd fall out. Right, now we've got the front to deal with, and there are a couple of ways to go about this job. You'll have a... can we get this in the camera? Yeah, we can. You'll notice that your side tabs can just tuck in to the actual book nook itself, but that can't happen on this long edge because these are in your way. The tab won't tuck in, so that has to tuck. Those two tabs tuck inside the book nook. Your top tab tucks between this page here and your actual cover. So we've got choices to make here. You can either leave a little bit of this top unglued, making yourself a little tuck spot here, or you can do what I'm going to do just to show you. And I'm giving you both options, that's why I haven't put this in the kit. I'm just going to cut in a little way on this long flap at the front here, and I'm going to make myself a little angled shape, echoing the shape that I'm cutting off here. There we go, there we go. So what I've done here in effect is when I tuck my tabs inside the book nook, I've got a smaller tab so I can just in effect make a little pocket at the top here. I'm going to go with both for the purposes of the video, so you can see exactly what I mean, and then you can make your choice and see which way you'd like to take it. Okay, so for this top one, I'm going to glue myself a little pocket. I'm going to come down further than I need to allow me some wiggle room, a little bit of glue up each side. Okay, the bottom one I haven't cut in to my tab here, so I'm just going to glue from about there, and I'm not putting glue down the sides on this one, as you'll notice. I can squash this flat. I don't know why I'm doing it on a elevated at all. So then glue over everything else, bearing in mind you do not glue the top and the bottom. I've made that mistake before now and it's blooming annoying. So I can squidge me glue up to the edges here, up to the edges there, and I'm gluing over this tab that you can see on this front panel here. Right, let's get that glue off my fingers and let's stick this front cover in place. Oh, isn't it lovely? I am absolutely loving the William Morris papers in this series. Really, really nice. Perfect for Christmas. Absolutely perfect all year round. Covered in glue. There we go. Just give that a good stick down and let it dry. And then if you're going with the Christmas edition, stick your bits and bobs on. I'm going for the non-Christmas edition. So I'm just going to see where I need to glue. Pop my title on. Now your title can stick proud of the Book Nook. That's absolutely fine. Anything on this front cover can stick proud. Even your little A-frame, if you wanted to just glue just on this section, don't go onto the back section, you could do that and it will work. When you come to stand it up, that will go like that. But do bear in mind, anything sticking out over the edge there might interfere with your book nookishness if you're just tucking this between books. Right, there we go. So I'm not using the Christmas stuff, I'm just using these two things here. So I'm going to pop this one in the middle. And obviously, if you've got other bits and bobs of ephemera that you'd like to stick on the front of yours, you can do. Just bear in mind where you're placing them, that it isn't going to interfere with anything else. There. So that's my cover done. Doesn't it look great? Looking forward to tucking this up now. Don't think this is quite dry yet, but we'll go for it anyway. So your top section, because I cut in to that little tab at the front there, that is going to tuck in both sides. My centre section is it's a little tricky at first. Everything is the first time, isn't it? But there we go. That's your Book Nook all closed up at the top there. At the bottom, I didn't do that, did I? I've got this little tuck spot that's flapping on both sides. Oh gosh, hopefully that hasn't glued down too much. I think my glue might have splurged a bit much there, guys. So same again, we're tucking in the two side panels into the Book Nook, and then we're popping this one in. Both ways work absolutely fine. Pros and cons to absolutely everything. With this top one, you can see that I've got tiny little gaps there, but I have also got a nice, neat top. With the bottom, it looks great, but I do have this slight flappiness around the edge. It's nothing at all, but you know, up to you which way you want to take that. And now we have the Book Nook itself all done, not illuminated. Like I say, watch another video. You need to do that at a certain stage before constructing it this far. If you get this far, too late for that. So watch another one of my videos for that, covered in glue. I've got my little lights. I can pop those. I've got another one somewhere. There it is. I can pop those in where I like. Excuse me angle for a moment. Chuck a couple of them in. I've got two in there at the moment, not showing up very much because obviously I've got my bright studio lighting in. Let's get another one. There they go. And when you want to close your Book Nook or take those out, you can either rattle around and take them out through the front, or you can undo the top or the bottom, and that goes back very simply like that. There we go, my loves. There is your Book Nook. There's your little lights chucked in. If you want to mail this, you get a mailing label with each Book Nook. There you go. There you go. I hope you have a great time with that, my loves. I hope you can see what's going on in there. Looks absolutely wonderful. And then to fold it flat, you will know exactly what to do. We just do that and we squash it down. Now the reason I wanted to put my hinges for the top and the bottom on the back section rather than the front is that when we are mailing this, if we are mailing it or gifting it, you need to be folding these two pieces around the back like this. So your view, your real wow factor in your view when they open their envelope and find out what this is that they get this nice front section all together. They then open it up and they go, oh my goodness, that is amazing. Isn't she incredible? Not me, you, for putting it together and making it. And then they will be able to figure out what you do with these pieces. It's quite straightforward. There we go, my loves. Have a great time with this and with the other kits in this series. And I would love to see your photos in the Facebook group. I'd love to hear all about the reactions that you get when you gift these. And if you are going to make these for your own Christmas shelf or your own year-round shelf, show me pictures. I'd love to see. See you soon.